Have you ever wondered how horoscopes are actually made? It's not as random as you'd think, and also not nearly as specific to you as you'd hope. I'm Gable Collings, and in this video, I'm going to be explaining exactly how horoscopes are made and why you may or may not relate to them. This is an important video for me to make because it is a common question that I get, but also because it's the question that led me to where I am now. About 12 years ago, my mom was reading her horoscope and my sister's horoscope in the newspaper, and she wondered how they decide what to put in for each sign. And I was like, yeah, that's a question I'd like to know the answer to as well. So I had access to the internet and I looked into it, and that over the years eventually led me to where I am now, which is being a professional practical astrologer. Horoscopes are those things that say that this month, week, or even day is going to go this certain way for this specific zodiac sign. For example, you might see something saying that August 2026 is going to be very relationship focused for all Aquarians. And there might be something in that horoscope saying reminding them that they're not to be messed with and to hold their boundaries or something like that. And you might read horoscopes on astrology websites, on social media, on astrology apps, or if you're really old school, in a newspaper or a magazine. But wherever you read horoscopes, they're all created the same way, by drawing up a birth chart with the sign that it's for as the rising sign. So for example, if it's a horoscope for Aquarius, it's based on a birth chart that they drew up where Aquarius is on the ascendant, or Aquarius is the rising sign. It means the same thing, just different wording. So if your ascendant is different from your sun sign, you're probably going to want to read the horoscope for your rising sign instead. You'll probably find that it's slightly more accurate. But if you have the same sun and rising sign like I do, then you might find that horoscopes are pretty accurate for you most of the time. Another tip I have if you want to follow horoscopes is to look for the ones that include the astrological events. So if you're reading your horoscope and it doesn't mention any planets, houses, or signs, then it's probably not very trustworthy, and that astrologer might be fully making things up. You think I'm exaggerating here, but I'm not. You're going to want to look for horoscopes that mention things like your third house, or, Uranus is in this place and therefore X. That's what you're looking for, and that's a subtle indicator that the horoscope that you're reading is slightly more accurate. But as a professional astrologer, I don't recommend looking at any horoscopes, and here's why. My main issue with horoscopes is they are way too generalized. Every birth chart is different. Every birth chart is its own unique combination of a bunch of complex things. And these hyper-generalized horoscopes that you can find online are just watering down the true power that is personalized astrology. And there is a way to do horoscopes that would be more accurate for you. And that's to have your horoscopes done by your own personal astrologer, who understands your birth chart really well and also understands your life situation. Because, believe it or not, different or the same astrological transits, astrological events can be interpreted in slightly different ways depending on your current life situation. For example, the 7th house is traditionally called the 7th house of relationships, but it can be interpreted slightly differently depending on your relationship status. If you're single, dating, or married, the 7th house means 3 different things depending on those 3 different situations. And that's why you need someone who understands your life situation and your birth chart like the back of their own hand. If you use an astrology app, you're probably thinking, well, my horoscope is based on my birth chart, so I'm all good. And you're right to a degree, because astrology apps are still hyper-generalized. They're just using copy and paste information and chucking that into your horoscope. they're not taking into account your unique combination of planets, houses, and signs. And also, these days, most astrology apps and online horoscopes are made by, they use AI to some extent, and that is really sad because, again, it's not taking into account the complexity of astrology. And don't even get me started on how people who say that they're spiritual or intuitive astrologers or channel messages should never be using AI. Don't even get me started on that one. When they're done right, horoscopes can be extremely valuable. They can help you understand why you're feeling how you're feeling, like the reason behind your bad mood or your good mood. They can help you determine what you need to be focusing on right now. They can help you determine where you're at in this current cycle of your life. And they can also indicate when it would be best for you to rest and relax, or when it would be best for you to take action and start new things. But that is only possible if your horoscopes are made by a professional astrologer that you trust. So if you want accurate horoscopes that are as unique to you as your thumbprint, then you can book an astrological planning session with me in the description box below. I call them astrological planning sessions because we'll be working together as a team to map out the best times for you to rest, relax, treat yourself, go on vacation, and the best times for you to focus on work, the best times to focus on relationships, the best times to focus on your inner healing. The list goes on. So instead of just getting a bunch of generalized AI-generated advice thrown at you, you will actually walk away from these calls with clarity, with things that you can actually implement and then see results from. So my astrological planning sessions are available for only $150 US dollars using that link in my description box. I would love to work with you and help you make your life 10 times easier using personalized, practical astrology. The transformation can be incredible. I'm Gable Collings, and if you found this video helpful or insightful, please give it a like, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions about astrology, horoscopes, all of this. I'd love to hear it. Let me know. And subscribe to this channel if you want to see more practical astrology from a real human being that you can trust.